Everyone, and happy Wednesday.
Yes.
I am here with Kim, my marketing guru. She could be yours too, with the hot marketing tips for 2023. Kim, so much is going on with social media and everything's changing so fast. It's so hard to keep up with.
It is. It is. And I spent hours doing research on what everyone think is going to be going on. And the good news is it's not as complicated as what people think.
Okay, good. Because when we see it flashing by on our social media and it's not particularly our focus because we're trying to do our own businesses, it looks overwhelming to us, but marketing is your business and helping other
Right.
people market
Right.
you.
Right.
So
And the good news is in 2023, it's going to be bringing it back home. So that is really good news. But before we start talking about exactly where the trends are, I thought it was really interesting to, and the research is showing where the top three marketing channels are for people when marketing your business. And the number one is social media, which is great for me. But sometimes we get discouraged. Like I'm posting and nobody is responding, blah, 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 blah. Social media is the same, it's still number one. Your website is number two.
look at that.
Yep. And email marketing is number three.
Which some people are saying email marketing is dead. It's like, it's amazing how it's a whole nother topic, but it's amazing how when you scroll social media, there's so many declarations of definitiveness, like
Correct.
Instagram is dead, I think it's just people trying to get attention.
It is. And I always like to remind my clients and people that I'm talking or teaching on the social media, it's like dieting. Some diets are vegetarian, some are keto, some are paleo, some are Mediterranean. Not one size fits all. Everybody, we were trying to listen to some nutrition podcast as we were on a recent trip, and the information from each person was so different. And it's like, how do you even know what to listen to? And that's the same with social media. My approach is that I come from it from more of a what is common sense? What can you do as a business owner that's wearing lots of different hats, and how can we make this simple? So it's really nice to know that social media is still at the forefront of marketing, because for most people that are independent business owners, it's a free tool for them to use. They just need to learn how to use it. And whether they have the time to research themselves, pay someone to teach them, or outsource it, it's still a relatively affordable way to market their business.
And
So
the
that,
reach is incredible when you get it
right,
right.
right. But it's a bit kind of like everything. It depends on how you use it and
Yeah.
if you know how to use it. The top five, the fifth channel that I wanted to make sure people know, because I know that more designers are getting into selling products, is social media shopping tools is like predicted to be like the number five marketing channel. So if you're interested if you're a designer and you're selling products, tuck that away, start learning as much as you can about how to sell on Instagram or through the social marketing channels. We're not going to talk about that today because that's
Because I have a really big, strong opinion about that also. So we
right.
won't talk about that today.
We
But
won't
yes,
talk
be
about
aware.
it, but if those that are doing it, know that it's not, if they're interested in it, they should explore it and learn more about it before they dive deep into it. It's not for
Social selling.
everybody.
Okay.
I've seen
Your
too many
volume's a little low, Kim. I don't know if you can come closer to the computer or raise
Is that better?
a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. I know that some designers just jump in and want to sell right away, not understanding it's a whole can of worms. Like it's something you really want to be intentional about if you're going to do it. And again, a different discussion.
Right.
But the number one thing that I'm seeing across all the board is that people want to see something real, even if it's not perfect. So doesn't that take
that's
the
the hardest
pressure
thing
off?
for people.
I know, but it takes so much pressure off. It's like, I don't have to learn all these things. They're really going to identify if you're authentic and real. And if you're trying to be someone and blow smoke up someone's, you know what? They're not going to take it.
It's so
You're going to lose your followers. So overly edited content is on the way out. So it's okay to be real. Hype and clickbait, it's on its way out. People are smelling that and they're done.
Yeah.
the best way that we're going to be able to reach our audience is to really identify the challenges that they're experiencing. So if you know your audience's aches and pains and how you can speak directly to them, and the more hyper focused you can speak their language, the better results you're going to see when it comes to social media marketing.
Okay.
People are not necessarily interested into long content. The shorter content's going to be better.
Thank you. I've been saying that for a long time.
Yes, shorter content is a little bit better, and if you do branch into the longer content, make sure it's excellent. Make sure that you have, if you want to share like a blog post, even on your social media, and it's 5 paragraphs long, make sure that you have one really good blog post than doing a blog post every single day that's mediocre.
Right. Okay.
So I'm standing out for that. The value of free is making a comeback. So while everyone is trying to penny pinch and get that last little $7 or whatever, don't be afraid to share real, legitimate information once in a while. So not that I'm not a believer that everything has to be for free, but if you have a nugget like that, you're going to save, like you can do a 1-minute quick little video, I'm going to save time for some business owner by sharing that 1-minute nugget instead of writing a 7-page ebook that you're going to try selling. That 1-minute nugget, you can build that brand loyal following that people are going to know, like, and trust you. And so sometimes you do an amazing job giving free content all the time. But by doing that, you are building a loyal following. And so that when you do have products, people know that, oh, she's giving me this free. I can't even imagine how amazing her stuff is that she's charging for.
Right. And the way I look at it too is if you're giving away your knowledge for free, they're realizing how smart you are for what you do. And when they need you because they can't do it themselves anymore, or don't want to do it themselves anymore, that's when they come to you. So you're
Correct.
not looking for the DIYer. You're looking for the person who is saying, I'm at my wit's end. I can't do this myself. I'm willing to pay an expert for something.
Correct.
Okay. So giving those free, really valuable pieces of information. I mean, kind of like I do in the Interior Design Business Forum, the group that's got about 9,000 people at this point. If I see a question that I can answer, not just fluff, but actually give them guidance. This is how you should respond to this client. This is the word for word. I always get a ton of thank yous for that because sometimes someone just needs that little bit of help. Let them know you're the one who's able to do it. So when they get down the line and may need a business coach or an interior designer or a social media manager, they know we're the ones to go to.
Correct. Yeah, because you built that know, like, and trust factor. And then especially now, like with the economy and what's all predicted, I'm just going to read this word for word. In time of buyer hesitancy, because of economic downturns, people are still spending money. They just want to spend it with people they trust.
Bingo.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could end it there, couldn't we?
I mean, we've always said that for years.
Yes.
It's the know, like, trust factor. Everyone hates that because it's overused, but there's no words to really replace it. They need to know that you're authentic, you actually know what you're talking about, and they trust in you. So when things are good, they still trust in you. And when things go bad, they still trust in you. And they understand that sometimes there's just ups and downs in a process of whatever service you provide.
Right. And think about it, like right now, a lot of people are doing holiday shopping. So our family is a big game family. We like to play board games. On Facebook, I'm getting all these ads for games, but I don't know, like, or trust these brands. And so it's really hard for me to drop $50 on a company that I've never heard of. Where if it was a company that I knew and I've experienced working with them before, I wouldn't think twice about spending $50 for a board game. But it's that. Right. So think about how we as consumers interact, and that's how people are going to be interacting with us.
And that's a really good point. And this is what I drive home with my clients, is that the consistency in your marketing, it cannot go in waves and mountains. It's got to be consistent.
Right.
Because had you been consistently seeing those companies with those board games throughout the year, when it came time for Christmas or holiday shopping, you would have been like, you know what? I've seen them consistently around. They're not just a pop-up shop around Christmas time. Right. So you would have probably purchased that game. So,
or if they would have had a Facebook page that was sharing family tips, how important game playing is, blah, 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 all through the year, I would have really been developed that know, like, and trust. And so then I
Yes.
would have been purchased. But when you click on it and there's no legitimate Facebook page to go to, my red flags start going up.
Right.
So
So interior designers who are listening, you
yes,
should be consistently letting your knowledge out into the world on a regular basis throughout the year so that when it's time for someone who needs you, they can find you easily and they can go to your Facebook business page or your Instagram and see that you are legit. And it just drives me, or a website, like you
right,
said before.
right. Yep,
Have your assets so that people can verify who you are and dig deeper into who you are so they'll trust you in order to hire you.
correct, correct, correct. Now let's shift gears a little bit and just quickly talk about the platforms because that seems to be everyone's like number one question, like what's going to be the most popular platforms? Well, right now, currently, Facebook is still the number one for ROI, which continues to surprise people and people argue with you, but that's what the data shows. And so we're going to go with that.
I'm not arguing with you because I know it to be true. Facebook
Yeah,
is the most powerful net you can throw out to as wide of an audience, and seems to convert the most still.
correct, correct. And again, it's strategy and learning how to do it and use it effectively. YouTube is predicted to be growing to be the biggest platform through 2023, which is a kind of a no-brainer. We all kind of know that. But now, does it make sense for everybody to be on YouTube? Not
That's a
really.
tough one because I'm on YouTube. Everyone go follow me on YouTube. I think it's actually at Interior Design Business Coach, or you can do my name. And yeah, we've started to grow YouTube following. I think it's that, yeah, it's the younger generation. I know my kids live, some of them, I think two of the three of them live on YouTube all the time. That's how they absorb their content over and above anything else. It's
Correct,
YouTube. And it
correct.
always shocks me, but that is where the younger generation seems to be getting their knowledge. So if you're a video person, you might want to start investigating YouTube.
Right. And if you're a designer wanting to use YouTube, it does have a potential to be a great platform for you, but take a hour and learn how to optimize what you're doing on YouTube, making sure that you have a description and the keywords and you have a way for people can relax or respond to you. When I do the audits for designers, they'll throw some videos up, but there's no words, there's no copy, there's no description. It's just kind of like, here's a video quick. But if you really want to use YouTube as a marketing channel, then take a few extra steps and learn how to use it correctly. And you're going to see a better return on your investment than just putting videos out.
Yeah, and I might push back on the hour. My whole team's been working on YouTube for a long time. It takes a long time to really understand the workings of YouTube, but it's always what you drive home is the content has to be really good. And you have to have descriptions and keywords and understand how to put that together in a way that will get you the most visibility. So
Right. So, like if you're a designer and you specialize in window treatments, YouTube could be a potentially a great platform for you, but you want to make sure you're using the keywords window treatment, curtains, blinds, so that when people search for those topics, you will come up. Otherwise, most of us are small people, and when we have videos, they're not going to be really seen because we only have 10 people that follow us or something
right.
like that. So, using it strategically, but it is interesting to know, and it's always nice to know which platforms are supposed to be fourth and front run. Now, Instagram is interesting because I have many marketers that are saying Instagram is dying, but yet in half the research, it's saying Instagram is going to be your number 2 platform for ROI. So again, use the platforms that you're at where you think your clients are at. If you're a designer, it's a no given. A lot of people are on Instagram. They like the pretty pictures. That's makes sense to be that. Other industries, maybe it doesn't make as much sense to be on Instagram. Maybe YouTube would be a better option. So knowing what your end goal is let that drive your platform and then your usability. If you hate Instagram and all you're doing is posting and you're not engaging, you're wasting your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. Everyone's always like, well, I've heard this many, many times. My clients aren't on any social media. And I always pull back and go, yeah, I'll challenge that. Go ask
Mhm.
the 10 clients in your pipeline. just curious. Do you use social media? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook? Do you absorb content on YouTube, or do you love Pinterest, LinkedIn? Ask them. Not that you're looking to follow them. You could say, I'm not looking to stalk you or anything. I'm just curious. I'm taking a survey of my clients to see where they hang out. Find out. Don't just try to sit here and listen to us and try to guess. Find out where your actual clients are.
Correct.
That's my suggestion.
100%. And then Pinterest. Pinterest is at the head of Google, or used to be someone. It's doing a lot of changes. And if you are a designer that offers virtual, or you're a designer that has a large community where you're going to have a large population, or if you're selling products, or if you want to be more of an influencer where you're writing articles and stuff on the design world, you definitely want to take a look at Pinterest and start developing a strategy for Pinterest, because
yes,
it is it's going to be very interesting to watch. But this is where, especially in design, people go to Pinterest to shop and get ideas. And so it's a great play for designers to showcase their own projects and showcase their styles. And we have one designer we work with that she offers a quiz. And that's how I learned what kind of home I wanted. Was I took her quiz, and then she had boards on Pinterest that relied with my style, which made me automatically want to, I think of her every time I want to have a design question.
That's my past client, Susan.
Yep. So
she's killing it. She's killing it. I'm so excited for her.
Pinterest is definitely something people want to have on their radar. And then the last one I'd like to quickly blurb about is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is predicted to have 25% of the B2B advertising in the next 2 years.
Business to business. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So where designers, where that can help is that if you're working with major companies or contractors or big builders or
architects,
anything like that, it's a great way to stand out and develop that influence within a platform that is continuing to grow. And what you can do now with LinkedIn, Pinterest, any of them, is make sure that you have everything's optimized, and that's going to be like the number one key. And then having a strategy per each platform. So that's how you can plan for 2023 with the platforms.
Okay. So I always say choose one platform. It sounds like Facebook is number one in this conversation. Optimize your profiles, optimize your business page, and start using it regularly to post content related to what you do for a living. Learn it really well. Learn what works. Learn what doesn't. Then pick your second platform, right? And then learn that one really well, as opposed to doing it all poorly. Do each one well before you move on to the other one.
Right. And again, using that diet analogy, I didn't gain 50 pounds overnight. I'm not going to lose it overnight. You're not going to gain 5,000 followers overnight. It's a long game. It's being that consistent daily habits on social media that's going to make a difference.
Yes. And more followers does not mean more loyal customers. How you can, I mean, listen, I admitted years ago to this group and everywhere that's going live, I bought followers years ago thinking, oh, that'll be cool. And now basically over the years, they just have all dropped off, and it's kept my numbers the same. If you really want to see if someone's numbers are genuine, look at their comments, look at their likes. If they're not, as a percentage, makes sense with the following, then they probably bought likes over their lifetime rather than having genuine growth that really does take a long time.
Correct. And then what happens is if I buy 1,000 followers and I post something, that content could go to those 1,000 followers that I bought instead of the 100 followers that intentionally followed me. They're never going to see my content. And so that was one of the biggest things, is that if people aren't seeing your stuff, then go through your list and see, Instagram is famous for having people that follow you that really make no sense on why they decide to follow you. They're bots, bad followers, whatever. Remove them. So that way your people have the right chance to see the content that you're putting out.
Yeah. I mean, and that really goes for everything, right? Clean your friends list on Facebook once in a while. Clean out your Instagram followers if they never really interact. And I know we cleaned out our email list, we thought, okay, if someone hasn't opened an email in 2 years or a year, I don't even remember what criteria we used. Why are we continuing to go, oh, we have 8,000 people on our email list, thinking, oh, that's a great number, but 2,000 of them have never opened anything, let's say. So let's get rid of the 2,000. And now when we have the remaining number, the open rate feels better because these are people who are actually interested in what I have to offer. It's not just vanity measures, it's real followers. So clean house once in a while too.
Right. Clean house. Yep.
Yeah.
And so, when you're making your plans for 2023, think about the customer experience and how you can show up authentic, and you're going to win the game next year.
Authentic. Listen, that's even hard for me. So, and this is what I do for a living, right? To be authentic every day, what's going on in my life, what's going on in my world, what I'm offering, what I can help people with. Sometimes it's just hard to just say it just like this when you're by yourself staring at a camera. So that's why I, from the beginning, did these joint conversations, because that was easier for me.
And really, thank you for reminding me, that is, influence marketing is supposed to really continue to grow. And so I consider, not that we're influence marketing together, but we're collaborating. And so that is another way to really help market your business, and you can work with someone else in marketing their business. So for like designers, if you have a local paint store that you always use, see if you can't interview the paint store owner. See if you can't talk to them about the color of the year coming up, bringing their audience in and exposing your audience to you. It's a win-win for everybody.
This is what we talk a lot about in Profit Insiders for interior designers, my group coaching program. Everyone's always exchanging ideas as to collaborations they did in their local neighborhoods or working with real estate agents, contracts, and everyone exchanges ideas and then tries it out themselves if it's the right timing for them. And it's amazing how much collaborations can help people get business. So yeah, that's another really good one.
We do that in real life. We'll showcase that and share that on social.
Absolutely.
Don't be afraid to share it and then tag them. And that is where kind of that secret sauce magic happens.
Yes, it's going with your own personality. If you don't want to do video by yourself, grab another designer in another town even and do a collaboration. Like I do with you guys, my sponsors. You know what? Talking to another person on screen is sometimes just so much easier than talking to just the screen. So if you struggle with that, since it sounds to me, Kim, that video is still going to be king for 2023.
It is going to be king. There is a couple things that might change with video. Right now, they're saying that the trending voiceover where people are lip syncing, that's going out. That's not going to be as popular.
Yeah, I'm not that thrilled when I see those anyway.
Yes. More B-roll video with overlaid words is going to be, so that's simple for people to do. It's a lot easier to do, but short form video is going to be king still. And even my team is challenging me to do 1-minute videos that they can start putting out. So, but it's hard. I would much rather get on here and talk to you and discuss than get.
Yes, but what's great about your team is they'll take this video and they'll cut it down into a 1-minute snippet.
Yes.
And be able to post it on Instagram. That's what you guys do for me. So, because if I'm not producing 1-minute videos by myself, you guys are cutting and pasting and downloading and doing your magic and getting it up on Instagram.
Right.
From this content.
Correct. Yes. And so that's key to reusing content. We're all busy. Think about how we can reuse things that can make a difference.
Yes. Okay. All right, everyone. That's our hot marketing tips for 2023 recap. So if you've missed it, go back and listen to the beginning, take some notes. But I'd say overall, consistency, authenticity, unfortunately, video is key. So figure out where you want to show up and learn how to do it well, or hire someone like Kim to help you figure it out. And 2023 will be a really good year, just like 2022 was.
Right. I'm excited for 2023. I think that those that show up are going to be pleasantly surprised with the results that they can get.
I think so too. All right. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Go have a great Wednesday. Have a good week. I will see you tomorrow for Thursday Thoughts. And Kim and I will check in with you next month for your marketing what do we call this? Marketing mastery. I can't
Yes.
remember.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
I
Thanks,
will-
everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.